What's up YouTube, it's Heretic here, and welcome back as we take a look at another expanded deck profile here for the Philadelphia Regional Championships. That is upcoming in about a week and a half, and so with just over a week left to playtest, we are looking at Expanded Rainbow Road, which is a little different than the standard variant. I know in standard we have the EX variant, which is a little more similar to this, minus our energy accelerator, and then we also have the dual type evolution stage 1 version, whatever you want to call it, with Bisharp and Galvantula. Now we're foregoing the dual types here in this version and going strictly on Skyfield and just loading up the bench, as there are fewer parallel cities I think overall in expanded as compared to standard. So Xerneas, of course, is our lead attacker with Rainbow Force for 3 energy, a fairy and a double colorless, dealing 10 damage plus 30 more damage for each different type of Pokemon on your bench. So the whole idea of the deck, of course, is to play Skyfield and fill up the bench with up to 8 different types of Pokemon. And one of those can be another Xerneas, which is pretty nice to have as an option. And then we have 3 Ho-oh EX. This is the piece that the standard variant does not have. Ho-oh being able to, once during your turn before your attack, while it is in your discard pile, use its Rebirth ability, which lets you flip a coin. If heads, you put Ho-oh onto your bench and attach up to 3 different types of basic energy cards from your discard pile onto the Ho-oh, which we can then use Energy Switch to move off of Ho-oh and onto Xerneas or any of our other attackers. And you can also use Ninja Boy to just send the Ho-oh that was recently rebirthed back into the deck in favor of an attacker. So a couple of options there. So we got a couple more attackers rounding ourselves out. We've got an Yveltal EX. I'm running this right now just as a piece of pure muscle since I don't have Mewtwo EX in the list right now. Otherwise, we would run the Fright Knight Yveltal, which can also be very disruptive in Expanded, or in either format, really. And then our other attacker is Jolteon EX, which Flash Ray for a Lightning and 2 colorless, dealing 70 damage and preventing all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. So, again, just a pretty solid, very, again, disruptive attack to have, and there are plenty of decks that rely only on basic Pokemon that this can be very, very helpful against. Now, for our other Pokemon, we run Keldeo for obvious Floatstone switching purposes. Then we run Jirachi EX and Shaman EX for supporter search and draw power. Hoopa EX to bring the whole thing out, just to kind of open the floodgates. And then our last one is Flygon EX, which I chose over Druddigon due to its search ability with Hoopa, and it also has a potential answer to an opposing Jolteon EX, which could mess us up, as Flygon can use its ability Voice of the Sands to send Jolteon back to your opponent's bench and force them to bring a different Pokemon active, and then we can Lysander the Jolteon back out and knock it out with Xerneas or whatever else we're attacking with. So that's just kind of a nifty little thing you can do with Flygon. So we're going to get into our items here. We've got 4 Ultra Ball and 4 VS Seeker, the norm, 3 Trainer's Mail, 3 Battle Compressor to help dump Ho-ohs and energies into the discard pile early for Rebirth, also drop supporters for VS Seeker, of course, 3 Energy Switch to work in conjunction with Ho-oh's Rebirth ability, and then 1 Super Rod and 1 Computer Search as our A-Spec of choice. Supporter lineup is going to be a lot of one-ofs after our 3 Sycamores, 1 N, 1 Lysander, 1 Hex Maniac, 1 Colress, 1 Karen in case we get paralleled a couple times because only the Ho-ohs can come back. So we can just try to Rebirth, and then after that, just Karen everything back in. Also works great against anyone still trying to play Night March or Vespiquen decks. And then 1 Ninja Boy, Rebirth Ho-oh, Ninja Boy it back into the deck, bring out Xerneas, Yveltal, Jolteon, whatever, and just wail on them. So that's kind of a fun thing you can do. 4 Skyfields, of course, because we usually are going to need more than 6 Pokemon on the bench to hit those 180 plus numbers. 2 Fighting Fury Belts to make our Xerneas a little bulkier. 2 Floatstones for switching capabilities. Again, just float a Keldeo. Usually you're good. And then we have 4 Double Colorless. And then 3 Fairy Energy, 1 Lightning, and 1 Darkness. Since Ho-oh and Energy Switch can just allow us to recycle those energies over and over again. So we only need the 1 copy of each in terms of the Lightning and the Darkness. If you prize one of them, usually it's not the biggest issue. because most of the time it's the fairy energy you're going to want for Xerneas to use Rainbow Force, and we run a few more of those. So anyway, enough energy for Ho-oh to work with and to take advantage of with our attackers. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and take this into a couple of games and see what we can do. That could be almost anything. Psychic, metal, colorless again, just those 3 types. Alright, well we'll go first. That sounds good. Okay, so we're going to get the start with Flygon. Oh, and of course it's a Wobbuffet. So, no Ho-oh, no Keldeo, no Shaman, no Jirachi, no Fun. Pretty much. Okay, so we're gonna Trainer's Mail here. Let's grab the Fighting Fury Belt. And then we can Trainer's Mail again. The Compressor? Nope. Nada. That sucks. Alright, so we'll do this. We do, however, have access to Hoopa. That's the one ability we do get here, so we're going to take advantage of it. Hoopa is going to go find us a slew of shenanigans, including Yveltal EX in the event that we're facing Trevenant, which is a very possible likelihood. I think we're just going to grab these 2, since we already have the Flygon, which would be the 3rd. So we can put those into play. Fighting Fury Belt can go on the Yveltal. And we'll VS Seeker into that Sycamore. Alright. And no compressors is just all kinds of sad face. So we'll double colorless right there. And the fact that we did not manage to find a float stone is all kinds of ugly as well. So Yveltal can sit on that double colorless for now. We do see a Dimension Valley, a Psychic Energy comes down, a Level Ball is put into play, and there's the Phantom. Yep, so we are going against Trevenant, which is usually an auto loss, so that doesn't feel too great. And instead we just see a 10 damage Psychic Assault, so he's not able to get Wobbuffet out of the active spot. We do get a Compressor here, so we can toss a couple of Ho-ohs. And let's get some energy in there as well. Alright, so we're gonna throw... Actually, I think we're gonna throw the dark... Or, not the darkness, the lightning. I think we want that darkness energy actually in the deck, believe it or not. And let's see here. I'm gonna put another energy just on the Yveltal. And we'll colorless for a measly 4 cards. Alright, so again, we do not have access to Floatstone. We will knock his Stadium out, though. And we're forced to pass. So we need to stop whiffing Floatstones. We do see Trevenant come into play on the bench. And another Psychic Energy. So we'll see. He does opt to go with the attack rather than the retreat here. We draw Versus Seeker, which is pretty darn good. We're just going to continue to stack energy on this Yveltal and hopefully just sweep the game with it. And then we will grab Sycamore back with Versus Seeker. Well, at least we got the Floatstone. Okay, and let's do a Compressor. Let's see. That's just Rainbow Road fodder. Get the other Compressor out of here. Don't really think we need Karen. Throw one of those away as well. So that'll give us a couple energies we could get back with Ho-oh. Then we'll Ultra Ball. Throw these 2 out. And we'll actually grab a Xerneas. Because you never know when you might need him. And then I think we'll just go ahead and fetch a supporter now. So eventually Wobbuffet is going to get to a point where it's either going to knock us out or it's going to retreat. We do see all the way up to the Trevenant break now on the bench. And that Xerneas we're sitting on is loaded but not able to do much right now. And we can't rebirth, so this energy switch is actually worthless. So we're going to have to just throw away this hand. We do get another floatstone, however. So we will be able to bring up Eviltal. We can computer search for that darkness energy. Throw away. Let's see, what do we want to throw here? Throw away the VS Seeker, I guess. And the Shaman, unfortunately. But we go grab the darkness here, so that we can actually start attacking with that stupid Eviltal. Throw the Floatstone on the Flygon. And... oh, and he's just going to forfeit. Okay, because at that point we're doing 140 with Evil Ball, and then his Trevenant is weak. So if he doesn't have hammers or something ready for it, then that thing is just going to barrel right through him. So I guess that's how we beat our auto loss, is just by him not getting Trevenant in the active for a few turns. So we're going to go ahead and do a second game now. Peter Captain Obvious. I'm guessing that's what the cap stands for. Alright. And going up against a dark deck. Being that I didn't see fighting or water or anything. Oh my goodness, what is this? I'm guessing we're going up against a turbo dark deck, one of the Max Elixir ones. So he starts with an old Darkrai. We had two of the worst Pokemon in the game to choose between. So he's just going to end this Hoopa right away from us. Kind of like, ha, you had to start with Ho-Oh. Now lose your Hoopa. So we don't draw very well out of it either. I guess we could Ninja Boy Ho-Oh out of the active. We do draw Jirachi. So we'll Trainer's Mail here. Ugh, gross. I guess we'll take a Sycamore for next turn. So I think we're going to Ninja Boy this Ho-Oh away. Don't really want that sitting there. So we're going to find something that's a little more appealing to have in the active. Jolteon sounds good. Well, no, if he's running... actually, if he's running that, then I don't think we want Jolteon. Let's just get a Xerneas. I go ahead and Fighting Fury Belt. Double colorless. And I think we're good. So we do see a Darkness Energy. This time goes on to the Darkrai. Still haven't seen a Max Elixir yet. And he plays another N. So we'll shuffle 4 cards back in. And, alright, well, we got plenty of good stuff now. So he puts a Fighting Fury Belt on Darkrai. We see a Shaman here for 2 cards. Alright, and he's going to retreat into Zorua and use Ascension to bring out Zoroark. And we should hopefully be able to just knock that thing out this turn. So we do draw an energy switch. We need to find a battle compressor, though. So an interesting thing we can do here is actually Hoopa for a couple of Ho-Ohs and discard them with that Ultra Ball we're sitting on. We'll grab the Keldeo. And then I think we will go and grab the 2 Ho-Ohs here. Actually, in that instance, I don't... well, yeah, because we'll be able to Ultra Ball search for another Pokemon. So, this at least makes things a little interesting. There they are. Okay. So, we'll grab the Keldeo, and then we're going to Ultra Ball away these 2, and see if we can find... let's see, we could grab Jolteon, or we could grab Shaman here. We've got an awful lot of cards in our hand already, so I think we're going to grab Jolteon. And I don't think we have a way to conserve that E-switch, so we're probably just going to have to discard it. And of course we hit the Darkness Energy instead of the Fairy Energy there, so we will Ultra Ball off of the Trainer's Mail. Go ahead and throw that, and I think we'll just throw the Eviltal while we're at it. Go find Shaman. And we're also going to get Skyfield here. Now, we really do want to hit this knockout at this point, because otherwise we're giving Zoroark way too much to play with. So, we're going to Shaman here. Oh my goodness, no compressor either. Alright, so we're going to float onto Keldeo there. And then I think we're just going to rush in and free retreat right into the Hoopa. Go ahead and throw an energy on Jolteon, and we're going to pass the turn again right there. So we see an Yveltal EX this time. Puts a Fighting Fury Belt and a double colorless on it. Zoroark evolves into Zoroark Break, which means it's going to be able to use Hoopa in his attack now. And we see a Karen shuffle in our Ho-Ohs. Oh no. That's not very nice. And so Foul Play is going to copy Hyperspace Fury, and he's just going to hit the Hoopa. So, interesting that he didn't go for something on the bench there. So we're just going to Ultra Ball here, and we're going to toss out a couple of things here. And what do we want? I guess we'll just put a Ho-Oh in the discard, or I don't know. You know, let's grab our Yveltal EX. And yeah, I don't really want to discard the energy or shuffle the energy back in. So we'll do that. We do draw a Ho-Oh. We also draw a Battle Compressor, so we can discard the other two. And we can get some energy down in the sinkhole along with it. And I think we only need to discard one. So we can actually computer search here to get the second one in the discard pile. I'll just throw the belt with it. Go ahead and get another compressor here. So we should have one of every type of energy, all three. So we'll just compressor again, and we'll just get the Ho-Oh and the Execute. And then we can do a Rebirth here. We'll get 3 shots at it. Only needed the 1. Go ahead and throw those 3 energy on there. And, okay, so now we're doing 190, it looks like, which will be enough. So we can rush in here, retreat into Xerneas, and we'll energy switch the Fairy energy off of Ho-Oh onto Xerneas, and we will do a Rainbow Force here for the knockout. 200 damage. Alright. And now we're going. So I'm guessing we're going to see Darkrai come up, probably due to its ability to free retreat into that Yveltal. Instead, he just brings the Yveltal straight up. And we'll see if he can muster up enough damage here to knock us out. We do have resistance, which is minus 20, plus the belt, so we effectively have 180 HP. And we'd be offering him 60 damage, so he needs 5 energy on that Yveltal EX to OHKO it. We do see Verbank City Gym comes down, knocks out Skyfield, so we'll discard our damaged Hoopa. And we do have another Skyfield ready for next turn. So we take an Evil Ball here for 130 after resistance, so we do survive. Go ahead and throw another Skyfield into play. And we can bench Flygon there. And he's got, let's see, we're doing 190, 200. Okay, so we are going to have to bench that one as well. And then we can just Rainbow Force here for another knockout, 230 this time. We'll take 2 prizes this round. And I guess really here he's probably going to want to fish for a double colorless to Sky Return for a knockout. Probably be his best scenario. And we've got plenty of options available to us here, plus the option to energy switch into a Flash Ray here. So he attaches a Darkness to Darkrai, and if that stays there, it's just going to get knocked out. So we do see a Juniper, so he's going to discard double colorless, it looks like. So we see 2 Silver Bangles in there. We're not attacking with any EXs, they're just kind of lining our bench. So he target whistles one of our Ho-Ohs. That's kind of dirty. We do see a Laser. If he has the Verbank, he'd be able to knock us out. There it is. So we're just going to discard that Ho-Oh he target whistled. We'll discard the Shaman. And what else do we not need here? I kind of would like to keep that Xerneas there, but... ugh, gross. I guess we just discard that one. I feel like Yveltal EX might be more useful. We do see a Fright Knight Yveltal. And now we're going to see he plays another Shaman down. Grabs some more cards. So we probably want to be going for Flash Ray here. He retreats into the Fright Knight, and he's going to knock us out, so we're just going to bring the Jolteon up front, since we wouldn't be able to use Floatstone here. And oh, and the Fright Knight actually knocked us out on its own, so that stupid ability I always forget about. So he's going to laser us asleep. We're going to see another Ultra Ball, and oh my goodness, stop playing so many cards. Yep, and there's the Zorua. So he's going to go try to get another Zoroark in play to deal with Jolteon. We take poison damage. Fortunately, we wake up, and we'll be able to do a Flash Ray now. So we will Energy Switch this Lightning Energy over to Jolteon. And let's see. Oh, wait. There's one more over. Okay, so we've still got 2 double colorless left. We'll go ahead and knock that silly Verbank out of there. And we'll play this. Okay. Oh, Lysander is an option. We can take 2 prizes, or we can just knock out Zorua, which is probably the more appealing option. Go ahead and attach an energy onto Xerneas. Bring up the Zorua. And that'll also allow us to rush in with Keldeo and heal the poison damage. Or the poison status condition, rather, off of Jolteon. And then Flash Ray will knock this thing out. So that'll put us in a better spot. We do draw Sycamore off that 1 prize, so talk about hitting your money draws. Alright, so he brings the Darkrai back up, which of course has a free retreat due to its Dark Cloak ability. We see another Hypnotoxic Laser. Another Heads Flip. Come on. Alright, and he's going to get an 8-card Colress now. So refill that hand size. And oh, there. Okay, we finally see a Dark Patch. I think that's the first one we've seen all game. Wouldn't be surprised to see a couple more of them come flying down. He attaches to the Darkrai here. Yep, there's another Dark Patch. So he puts it on the Oblivion Wing. See, I probably just would have gone full on Fright Knight there and tried to do the 60 damage spread to the EXs. We do wake up. Alright. We don't have Lysander, unfortunately. We could Compressor. Don't really think that's too necessary. I think we just Sycamore here. Alright. So we can attach energy over here. Don't really want to give him a free prize when I don't have to. But if we can knock this sucker out, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get a 5th type on the bench. Be a 6th type with, yeah. Oh, but he's got the, he's got that stupid Fighting Fury belt. God dang it. Alright. So it looks like, again, we're just going to rush in, take care of the poison. And go ahead and put another Xerneas down here as well. And then we'll just Flash Ray. Okay, so he's going to Versus Seeker here. Grabs a Pokemon Ranger. Okay, so he's going to actually be able to hit us now for 100 damage with Night Spear, but it's not enough to knock us out. And then we can VS Seeker Lysander up Shaman and end the game here, or just retreat into Xerneas, which would do the exact same thing, because 120, 130. Okay, yeah, we just propagate the Execute, and we'll do it that way. Yeah, alright, so he's just going to go ahead and forfeit the game there, as the Execute would give us enough damage to Rainbow Force for the game. So, Rainbow Road coming through, Jolteon proving its worth that time. So, we are able to win a couple of games there. One of them, of course, was the Donk against Trevenant. And then we see a Dark deck, not the same variant I was expecting, but nonetheless, Dark decks in general, very powerful in Expanded, and this one even offering an answer to Jolteon, which is something we're not used to seeing when they don't run the Maxie's engine, but we did see that in the form of Zoroark, and we were able to play around that with a Lysander. So anyway, that is Expanded Rainbow Road, as we look at more plays for the upcoming Philadelphia Regional Championships. And I'm Heretic, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers!